Welcome to The Art of Work, brought to you by Vista Site Selection. In this series of videos, we are going to cover some of the more creative aspects of economic development and business incentives. I'm Jeff Trone. I'll be your host for this series. I've spent nearly half a century citing aerospace and technology facilities for companies ranging from startups to major heritage prime contractors. In today's video, we are going to explore the art of leveraged zoning as a business incentive. First, let's look at where leverage zoning fits in the incentives hierarchy. There are four general categories of business incentives. Statutory incentives are recorded in statute and are as of right, meaning any project can utilize them either automatically or subject to an application. Examples of these are R&D credits, where you do the R&D and you get the credit, and manufacturing sales tax exemptions, where qualifying equipment is automatically exempt. You have to be careful with statutory incentives, however, as some jurisdictions require an application be filed prior to the conduct of the requisite business in order to qualify. These are as of right subject to petition. Discretionary incentives are also recorded in statute, but it's up to the cognizant jurisdiction as to whether to make them available to a project, generally reserving them for strategic projects. These incentives are broad-ranging, from cash grant programs to tax credits and off-site infrastructure. Agreement construction incentives utilize special purpose entities that are tax exempt to exempt the project from taxation. These range from space authorities to economic development authorities and universities. Special legislative incentives involve the passage of special legislation at either the local or state or provincial level to create a custom business incentives package for the recipient company. Leveraged zoning falls into the special legislative category of incentives, as it requires the cognizant municipality to pass special zoning for the property. What exactly is a leveraged zoning incentive? Leveraged zoning is a process whereby the local jurisdiction leverages its zoning authority to generate a large cash grant as a cash incentive for the recipient company via the sale of residual supporting property. Let's take a look at an example. In a world where the majority of young respondents said their dream job was to become an internet influencer, it's getting increasingly hard to develop a work environment where people want to come to work. Years ago, in his book, The Creative Class, Richard Florida outlined to create an attractive work environment for what he called the creative class. These were the knowledge workers whose creativity and education drives technological progress and innovation. Today, one would have to extend that definition to include skilled, blue-collar touch labor workers who are increasingly hard to find, train, and retain. As a result, challenging recruiting demands for major strategic projects can be optimized by creating a live, work, play environment for workers. Multi-million square feet plant designs are being replaced by campus environments with bicycle and walking trails between buildings. As a result, many new strategic manufacturing projects involve an ancillary mixed-use development that connects the manufacturing campus to professional hospitality, retail, and multi- and single-family residential properties. In the optimal configuration, the company's prospective hires can look forward to life with egress into the general community, with all his or her needs furnished within the company community. So let's take a look at how a live, work, play community works with an aerospace plant. So here we have a master site plan familiar to most developers and city planners. The white area in the center of the master plan is a 1.3 million square foot aerospace facility in a campus format with multiple buildings. To the southwest of the aerospace facility, in the green and yellow areas, we have a number of single-family housing developments nestled in a large wetland area with walking and bike paths to the plant. To the southeast, in the light brown and green areas, we have multifamily housing with access to the single-family residential and the plant. To the north of the plant, wrapping around the highway frontage, we have the professional office and retail components of the mixed-use live, work, play community. Okay, so at this point, our business incentive is limited to gaining some quality of life points in the company's site selection matrix. So how do we convert a live, work, play environment into a major cash grant that can be used by the company to offset capital investment costs? The process all starts with the land. For a leveraged zoning deal, you need to start with a parcel significantly larger than required by the factory itself. In an economic development package, part of the business incentive is often free land or an extended discount or rebate lease on the land. However, leverage zoning techniques can be applied whether the land is purchased or leased by the company or is discounted as part of the economic development incentives. So, let's look at our sample parcel and break out the land and value it. Our sample project parcel is 700 acres, of which 270 acres, or 40%, is federal or state wetland, which cannot be developed without significant mitigation payments. That's not all bad, however, as it enhances the value of the developed property and more than provides the needed drainage or pervious surface requirements. Before we started, the parcel was entirely zoned agricultural, with an historical use for ranching, valued at about $20,000 per usable acre, or about $8.6 million. Now let's explore how the local municipality can create an incentive to lure in a major tech, aerospace, or manufacturing company solely with zoning approvals, with little or no cash out of local government funds. First, we will do a highest and best use analysis for the property, assuming a major tech, aerospace, or manufacturing company will occupy the site. The study shows that the planned 1.3 million square foot manufacturing facility will take up 135 acres, and 270 acres are designated as wetlands. That leaves us 295 acres for supporting mixed-use development to create a live-work-play environment for the anchor company's employees. The supporting mixed-use portion of the parcel shows that 140 acres are suitable for single-family residential development in a deep park-like setting. An additional 50 acres is suitable for multifamily housing to support the needs of younger workers. Finally, the manufacturing plant has created a destination anchor tenant, suitable to draw in 105 acres of professional office, commercial, and retail development. As part of the business incentives package to the tech, aerospace, or manufacturing company to come to this municipality, the municipal government agrees to provide all the necessary zoning and entitlements necessary to develop the property as a mixed-use live-work-play community, with the stipulation that profits from land sales must be used to offset the construction of the new manufacturing facility and associated tooling. So, let's now price the value of this leveraged zoning business incentive. Let's start with the single-family residential parcels. To a residential developer in this city, a quarter-acre lot in a wooded setting adjacent to a manufacturing company paying a $100,000 average salary is approximately $40,000. So, $40,000 per quarter-acre lot times 4 lots per acre times 140 acres equals $22.4 million. Now let's take a look at the value of the multifamily apartment properties on the site. We have 2 sites to sell for apartments, each about 25 acres. Since the manufacturing company will provide ready-made young tenants for the complexes wishing to be able to bike or walk to work, the multifamily development community will be willing to pay a premium for these sites, estimated to be $300,000 per acre. $300,000 per acre times 50 acres equals $15 million. Lastly, let's look at the highest value property of the professional office, commercial, and retail areas. Here, the highest and best use analysis is generally tempered with real-world demand. In short, you lay out what you think the demand is likely to look like and then tailor the final zoning to accommodate preferred users. The ability to do this should be included in the business incentive agreements with the municipal government. Retail frontage and professional office space next to a major tech, aerospace, or manufacturing is retail gold. Imagine the revenue stream from a 24-pump gas station with easy egress and ingress to a tech facility employing 1,000 or more people. Restaurant space outside the plant is equally coveted to catch the daily lunch crowd from the facility. Lastly, office developers and professional service workers see the plant as a possible flex space tenant and easy customer base respectively. A gas station parcel outside a major manufacturing facility peaks valuation at approximately $3 million per acre. Professional office zoned land sells for $600,000 per acre, and restaurateur property for $1 million per acre. Let's be conservative and assume we sell the 105 acres of commercial retail and professional land for $750,000 an acre. $750,000 an acre times 105 acres equals $78.8 million. A review of the numbers indicates that the leverage zoning business incentive enabled the local municipality to offer the company the equivalent of a cash grant to offset its construction and tooling costs equal to $116.2 million, which was more than enough. when combined with state incentives to lure in a major white knight employer. Further, the municipality had at most $8.6 million in investment if they offered the land parcel free to the manufacturing company, and the refund of this investment can be negotiated from the net proceeds. Next, let's look at the practical implementation of a leveraged zoning project. While some of the larger companies like Lockheed Martin have an internal property development company to handle the entire leveraged zoning development, most companies are going to shy from doing a mixed-use ancillary development while they are trying to build a new production facility. That's not a problem, though. You just insert a master developer for the site. This can be a commercial developer or an economic development agency. The manufacturing company retains control of the site, but the master developer works all the sub-level development sales to residential developers and commercial retail end users, or in colloquial terms, the rooftops and retail. That scenario eats into the tooling grant, using up about 20% of the $100 million, but still leaves the anchor company with a substantial public sector contribution. And again, this is at no real cost to the municipality other than its zoning authority. Now let's finish off by discussing the ancillary benefits of the leveraged zoning structure. First, this incentives design guarantees an optimal economic structure to maximize the tax impact of the project to the municipality and state. The anchor company is a base economic engine, bringing in a large amount of fresh cash spend and exporting its products. The adjacent mixed-use entities are non-base businesses that catch the respend from the core company to create the ancillary taxable transactions that drive indirect and induced employment and thereby local and regional taxation. The second ancillary benefit is off-site infrastructure. Obtaining Department of Transportation and Community Development Block grant dollars for retail or commercial developments is problematic, but the state will provide infrastructure for a core tech or manufacturing company. This ensures that the regional transportation and utilities infrastructure will keep pace with development without requiring large impact fees on the manufacturer or supporting mixed-use development. This in turn maximizes land resale demand and pricing, ensuring that the leveraged zoning derived grant to the tech or manufacturing company is maximized.